Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a closer look at Burkina Faso. It's a nation facing, well, immense challenges. Security, climate, but also showing some really incredible resilience. And ambition, too. We've gathered insights from recent reports, articles, expert notes, basically trying to give you a quick, critical understanding from, the humanitarian crises right through to some pretty surprising development plans. Our mission, just to pull out the vital stuff so you're up to speed on this complex story quickly.
Okay, so let's unpack this. The most urgent thing seems to be the security situation in Burkina Faso. It's escalated.
Oh, dramatically. It's fundamentally reshaping the country. A real humanitarian catastrophe.
How so?
Well, think about this. 2 million internally displaced people. That figure has quadrupled.
2 million, wow.
Yeah. And that doesn't just mean people losing homes. It puts immense strain on everything. Social services, economic stability.
Right, the ripple effects.
Exactly. Countless health centers, schools, they've just had to shut down. 2 million IDPs. I mean, that's like a whole major city displaced. The human cost is just huge.
Yeah.
So with these intense internal pressures, how are Burkina Faso and its neighbors reacting? Are they working together?
They are, yes. You've got Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger forming this Alliance of Sahel States, the AES.
Okay.
Specifically to coordinate against terrorism. But what's really fascinating, I think, is that these same three countries have also pulled out of ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States.
And left Francophonie, too, right? The OIF.
Exactly. And that's not just a minor diplomatic shuffle. It signals a major geopolitical realignment in the Sahel, a real shift.
Pulling out of ECOWAS and OI, that feels like a really big deal geopolitically.
It is.
What are the potential long-term implications, for relations, aid, that sort of thing?
Well, it definitely raises questions, big questions about future partnerships, about pathways to stability in the region. It forces everyone else, external actors, to kind of recalibrate how they engage. These countries seem to be looking for new alliances, maybe different support structures, ones that fit better with their stated goals of self-determination.
Okay, so conflict, political shifts.
Yeah.
But you mentioned resilience earlier. It's not just struggle, is it?
No, absolutely not. There's a really powerful current of development of trying to build for the long term, despite everything.
What does that look like on the ground?
Well, what's remarkable, almost counterintuitive, right, is that even with this security crisis, the economy actually grew 3.6% in 2023.
3.6%. Really?
It highlights this deep resilience. It seems to be driven mostly by services and agriculture, though extractive activities like mining, they're still pretty hampered by the instability.
And international partners, are they still involved?
Yes. The World Bank, for instance, has a new project focused on the education system, making it more resilient. And the African Development Bank is working across the Sahel with partners specifically trying to strengthen that regional resilience.
That 3.6% growth, though,
Yeah.
given the circumstances, it sounds good, but is it, solid? Is it widespread?
That's a good question. It's definitely a positive sign, but it's not uniform. The security situation means some regions, some sectors are still hit very hard. So yes, there's resilience, but it's often quite localized, quite specific, not really a broad economic boom yet.
Right. And layered on top of all this, the struggle, the growth, there are other things happening, some quite troubling reports, too.
Yes, there was a recent report from a watchdog group alleging involvement of a government-allied militia in a massacre based on video evidence, they claim.
That's deeply concerning.
And then there was that moment, you probably saw it, when the leader, Captain Ibrahim Traore, appeared publicly in Ghana with a pistol.
Yes, that definitely caused a stir.
It sparked a lot of conversation, about leadership style, security perceptions in the region.
Okay, so you have all these intense realities,
Mm-hmm.
the displacement, the security threats, the political shifts, even these controversies. And yet, here's where it gets really interesting for me.
Mm-hmm.
The ambition is still there, like massively so. We're talking about a planned $500 million smart city, Burkindi, it's called.
Exactly, $500 million.
How do you even conceive of something like that amidst waves crashing the current challenges? It's quite something. So pulling it all together from this deep dive, the picture that emerges of Burkina Faso is, well, it's complex. Definitely a nation facing profound challenges, no doubt. But also this really powerful drive, self-determination, innovation.
Absolutely. They're navigating immense pressure internally and externally. And yet, at the same time, they're looking ahead with these incredibly grand visions.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
It does. It raises that core question. How do nations manage that? juggle immediate complex conflicts and external pressures,
Hmm.
while simultaneously chasing these huge future-focused dreams, like a
Yeah.
$500 million smart city.
Yeah. And maybe that's the final thought for you to ponder. How does seeing that full story, the struggle and the audacious dreams like Burkindi, how does that reshape how we think about global resilience, about progress itself, something to chew on?